to another episode of Bros Talk MMA. I'm your host, Utica, undeniably the illest cat around, aka Mr. Make This Pick Real Quick. I'm here with my bro host extraordinaires.
You know what it is. It's guaranteed. Miss Never Miss. Mr. Paper Chaser. How we doing over there, bro?
It's Ray Bucks. It's Chuckle Jordan. It is. Had a rough last week, but this week will be better.
Me and Cam put belt to ass on this motherfucker this last week.
Hey, I cannot deny I did pretty well.
Holla if you hear me.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. We are on location once again from the historic, great Whiskey Bar Denver over here off of 2203 Larimer Street in lovely downtown Denver. Make sure to come check us out for a live taping or, a post-show drink or two. Or maybe even a blunt outside on the patio area, which is more my preference. But anyways, folks,
Yeah.
we're here to cover this weekend's pay-per-view event, probably one of the biggest pay-per-views of the year, if not the biggest, at the biggest arena in the country, maybe even the world. We got a UFC 322 welterweight title on the line. Della Maddalena defending against Islam Makhachev, who vacated his belt at 155 and is now moving up to challenge Maddalena for double champ status. And also, this is kind of a fight for the king of the pound-for-pound rankings. Any thoughts, gentlemen?
Agree.
I'd have to agree with that as well. Without giving too much away about how I'm going, it's definitely going to be an interesting one.
Well, I think there's just been a lot of speculation with the way Maddalena's been finishing a lot of these fights, and Makhachev is just like one of those undeniable forces that are just still hanging around waiting to be defeated. So I feel like it's been like a big buildup for either people want to see Makhachev lose. I'm one of those people, you know what I mean? Not trying to throw any hate, but I just like to see a good striker. But yeah, we can get more into that later for sure.
Yeah, definitely. It's definitely, in terms of a card overall, that's where they've drawn my interest because I feel like this is a stacked card from top to bottom. We did lose a fight, but we didn't lose it entirely. We just lost one of the competitors, Malcolm Wellmaker versus Cody Haddon, which originally was Malcolm Wellmaker versus Siri Saidi. Unfortunately, Haddon had to pull out, so they were able to find a New York area, from somewhere in New York. They called up one of the gyms and were able to get somebody.
Somebody had somebody up on deck, not giving a freak and just waiting for their opportunity.
His name's Ethan Ewan, so we will get into that fight. Don't have many notes on him, but we'll cover what we can. But yeah, once again, just shouts out to Gina and Lindy over here at Whiskey Bar Denver for opening their doors to us.
Thank you so much.
Definitely, if you guys ever want to catch the show live, come check us out. We'll be here the Thursday of the fight week for the next card coming up, which I believe is UFC Qatar. And we only have like 3 of these left after this event, y'all, before we go on break and then we start the Paramount era. So,
I call it our drought era because, like, we go so long without fights, I start losing my freaking shit, you know what I mean?
No, real shit. I truly hate those 4 weeks. I think it's about 4 weeks they take off, and it's like
6 weeks sometimes.
Yeah, it's a rough one.
Nonetheless, though, I think this isn't even the last card of the year, and I feel like this is probably going to be one of their best cards going down the line. There's a lot of knockout potential for these fights because there's a lot of killers going against each other. It's not just like a killer and a predator, or a predator and a prey. There's a lot of putting 2 predators, and shout out to UFC for the dope card.
I don't know now with this Wellmaker Ethan Ewan situation, but
we got 13 other fights, right?
Yeah. So
sometimes it's nice to watch a lion eat a baby deer, you know what I mean?
People like to see a car crash every now and again, So without further ado, let's get started with the first of these 14 bouts on this card. We have a lightweight matchup that was added somewhat, not short notice necessarily, but definitely one of the newer additions to the card. We got Vyacheslav Borshev going up against Matheus Camilo. We got Borshev coming in 3-5 with one draw in the UFC, 8-6 with that one draw overall, and are 1-3 with that one draw in their last 5 bouts. We got Camilo coming in 0-1 in the UFC, 9-3 overall, and are 4-1 in their last 5 bouts. They actually were scheduled to fight, I want to say, either on last week's card or the week prior, and their opponent pulled out. So, they were able to get rescheduled for maybe even a bigger opportunity and look. So I'm going with Camilo by decision or KO. They're going to be the younger and slightly shorter of the two fighters, somewhat well-rounded in their skill set. Definitely should look to close the distance, mix it up a little bit, and lean into where they find their advantage. I would say, though, when on the feet, they just got to avoid getting into any sort of type of messy firefights with Vyacheslav. Borshev's going to be the older of the two by 9 years, slightly taller, a striker primarily, and should definitely start this fight at distance and gradually close it as the fight goes. And I would say in their case, they just need to avoid grappling exchanges if they present themselves. But yeah, I'll be going with Camilo. Who we got, fellas?
I got Borishev. My man's gonna be coming out hungry and thirsty for a win. He's never been submitted. I'm sorry, he's had 2 submission losses, 6 KOs, 4 decision losses. I mean, I feel like he's capable of doing it standing up or on the ground. But this guy's winning is just staying away from him, tagging him, and trying not to get, try not to get caught. I feel like Camilo has a better chance on the ground, stands a better chance. But you say 9 years old, I'm hearing more experience. I'm hearing 9 years of experience over Camilo, and I just feel like Borshev possibly is going to have the advantage for the striking. What you got, Ray?
Borshev is definitely what I'm betting on as well. I'm betting on the experience. I'm betting on the cage time. His opponent is just not proven. I have a hard time going with opponents, that haven't been in the UFC, haven't been under the bright lights, and haven't had that type of pressure on them. Haven't had Madison Square Garden pressure on them. You got to remember, we're at MSG. It's one of the livest stages in the world. That being said, I've got to go with Borshev. I got to go with the experience, and I think he gets it done in this one. On the feet.
Absolutely.
Well, since we got this new setting, let me take the time to say both you motherfuckers is wrong. All right? This is how it's going to start going. I hope y'all know. So get ready. We're going to start things off right.
I ain't gonna lie, I've been ready to put a hole in that afro for a couple weeks, Cam. I ain't taking this shit from you or this motherfucker over there hiding his fucking face.
Well, welcome to the show, ladies and gentlemen, or ladies,
yes,
in particular.
This shit just got competitive. I'm sick of. I'm glad we had to put him in his place last week. You know what I mean? Yeah. We didn't ride a whole lot higher than him, but we was definitely a little bit, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Mr.
First time in a long time, folks.
Hitting that streak like,
It's all right. It is all right.
Can't be nothing but. Can't be nothing but all right.
I love the humbleness. I love it.
But anyways, with that being said, moving on to a middleweight matchup on this card. We got Bangasur Sursakayev going up against Eric Makhachev. We got Sursakayev coming in 1-0 in the UFC, 10-1, or I'm sorry, a perfect 10-0 overall. And then we got Eric Makhachev coming in 1-1 in the UFC, 10-3 with one draw overall, and are currently 4-1 in their last 5 bouts. I'm gonna be going with Sursakayev in this one by KO or decision. They're gonna be the younger and the bigger of the two fighters, well-rounded in their skill set, but not your typical Russian fighter who just is grapple heavy. He'll definitely get into a striking match with you. He should be better conditioned and just have a better head on his shoulders. I know he came in pretty hot, as a prospect and fighting, consecutive weeks after getting a contract and, just had a lot of hype behind him. But he did kind of come in and play with his food and almost got fucking, almost blew the bag. But
Pause.
I don't know about all that, but okay, we can go with okay. It's in New York, the card's taking place in New York. That makes sense. Hey yo, hey.
Bobby, hey, yo.
They need to mix it up and just lean into where they find their advantage. But like I said, manage their energy. Make sure that they're a lot more locked in this time around and don't play with their food. And they should be good to go. But I'm looking at this as somewhat of a launch pad / fraud check kind of fight. You got Makhachev coming in. They are older by 11 years, smaller of the two, and well-rounded. And in my suggestion would be that they keep this fight at distance, point fight to victory, draw Sursakayev out to deep water. Because they may have cardio issues. It may have just not been them playing with their food. They could have actually, kind of just like went too hard with trying to get the submission in the first round and then gassed out. But I would say only if they find an advantage in grappling should they even engage in that. Otherwise, try to keep this standing as long as possible. But I'm going with Sursakayev. Who we got, y'all?
I'm going with Sursakayev as well. I just feel like he's going to smother him with that wrestling, you know what I mean? He's a strong wrestler, not a bad striker. I mean, he's got 6 KOs. He's undefeated. I feel like Makhachev is chinny. He's got 3 TKO losses. And after so many of those, I feel like it becomes like a fear of like you start fighting not to lose as far as fighting not fighting to win, you know what I mean? I'm not saying he's one of those guys, but after you get knocked out a couple times, those guys have a tendency to lean that way. I'm taking Sursakayev with his experience, and I don't think he's going to remain undefeated for very long, but Eric Makhachev is not going to be the guy to do it. What do you think, Ray?
Sursakayev for the win. Sursakayev, as my co-host have said, is undefeated, and the opponent is coming down in weight for this one. I'm not sure if that was said, but that is a thing.
Makhachev?
Makhachev is coming down in weight to fight Sursakayev.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
So that being said, I hate weight cuts. I hate
Absolutely.
weight cuts that are whether they're dropping down from a weight division down to a lower weight division, because they end up being, just fatigued, gassed out, and depleted. That being said, I've got to go with Sursakayev. We got to go with the undefeated fighter here. I mean, I think that's just an up and down, pretty easy one to pick.
Makes sense.
For sure. Okay. Well, moving on, we have a strawweight matchup. We got Angela Hill going up against Fatima Klein. We got Hill 13-15 in the UFC, 18-15 overall, and 3-2 in their last 5 bouts. We got Fatima Klein 2-1 in the UFC, 8-1 overall, and are 4-1 in their last 5 bouts. I'm going to be going with Klein in this one. I actually had, this one was one of the more trickier fights on the card that I was having trouble making a decision who I was going to pick. Because Angela Hill's durable, a dog fighter, and has just found themselves on the wrong end of a lot of decisions and split decisions that very well should have went their way. But anyway, I'm going to go with Fatima Klein by decision in this one. They're going to be the younger and bigger of the two fighters, a striker primarily in their skill set. They're going to want to keep this one at distance, move around the cage, and just pour on volume over the course of the fight to either a decision or if a finish opens itself up. And I would just say in this one, they should avoid any sort of type of grappling with Hill. Hill's going to be the older of the two fighters by 15 years, well-rounded in her skill set. A UFC vet, super durable, like I said, has never been knocked out. They need to close distance and make this one messy, mix it up, and take it to the ground if possible. They also need to pour on the volume and try and draw Klein out to deep water, test their cardio, because Klein made her debut short notice against Jasmine Jasdavicius, so her losing that one, I can't be too mad at her about, but she did end up gassing. And then in her next 2 fights, she just kind of had easy opponents. So I don't really know where Klein's at, but I just, with that age gap and knowing that Angela Hill isn't particularly threatening anywhere but is good everywhere, I had to go with Klein ultimately. So that's who I'm going with. Who we got, y'all?
I'm taking Angela Hill. I'm going with the experience. I just feel like overall she has a higher output, and whenever she comes in these things, not scared to make these things a brawl, I feel like her opponents have a large disadvantage because she is really durable. She has some really powerful leg kicks, a lot of decision wins because she's not scared to go in there for 3 rounds, just completely slugging it out, making it a phone booth. I feel like Fat Alma Klein isn't going to have the endurance. Did I say that right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I couldn't go with Fat Alma Klein. I feel like Hill's gonna have the better endurance. She usually gets the favor during the, because she's just a durable fighter. I feel like she's at the end of her career. You know what I mean? And this is hard for me because I think essentially both of them aren't very good. Neither one of them are evolving fighters. This is just like, I could think they could have done a better fucking lineup other than these 2 girls. But I think of these 2, yeah, I'm taking Angela Hill.
I mean, I've got to agree with my co-host, Darren Teed. Angela Hill does have a higher output of years on earth. She does have a more experience of losing in the UFC than winning. That being said, there's no fucking way she comes up with a win on this one.
Not a fucking chance.
Fatima Klein, the hometown girl from New York, gonna get this one done. Like I said, she's a finisher. She is 15 years younger. I mean, what are we talking about here? That
doesn't always mean that they're going to be the more fresher fighters.
We're talking about a 40-year-old woman fighting a 25-year-old.
Hey, we could go to the bars on the weekend and see that shit.
Yes, but we're talking about high-performance athletes here, and I just do not see it getting done. And I just don't see them setting up Klein for a loss here. I think, you know what I mean, they're going to give Hill, you know what I mean, they're giving her Hill. They're not going to do anything with Hill. Hill's not going anywhere. She's not moving up the rankings. It's over. So why would they set up their brand new prospect to get fucking slid? You know what I mean, by someone that they don't have a future of building the product and the brand with.
Well, yeah, and also Fatima Klein is the hometown fighter, so they definitely put her on this card just, because she's from the New York area. So, I think that this is kind of somewhat of a launch pad fraud check fight. And also, I'm not going to lie, like, one of those fights given, like, with all the gambling scandal and shit going on, like, definitely look out for the New York fighters to have some favor on a New York card.
Absolutely.
We've seen how New York cards go. So
I think New York cards, they scare me. New York cards.
They're about as straight as Sean Brady's nose. You see how fools line up at the weigh-ins?
Yeah.
He was looking at the TV like that, and his nose was like 2 inches off. He goes,
yeah.
I was just...
Him and Maddalena, bruh. Did you see the...
Maddalena's is more flattened. I mean, you can tell they're seasoned.
Did you see the one dude, though, that asked him, like, hey, are you going to get your nose fixed?
Oh, my God.
And that was just like, good one. Like, bugged him. Like,
hey, tomorrow he's going to be laying in bed with his fucking arms crossed thinking about that, dude. Like,
absolutely. So, yeah. That being said, we're going with the hometown girl. We're going with the finisher. We're going with the person that's, 15 years younger.
yeah.
For sure. Okay, moving on to the next fight on this one. We got one of my favorites. Fighting in the featherweight division, we got Chepe Mariscal going up against Pat Sabatini. We got Mariscal coming in 18-6 in the UFC. Not 18-6. Oh, bro, I didn't get that note put in. They're 18-6 overall, and are on a 5-fight win streak. Let's see, and they are in the UFC. Let's see what their record is real quick. My apologies, y'all. Chepe Mariscal.
His is 18-6.
Yeah, but his UFC record. Oh, so they're a perfect 5-0 in the UFC as well. So they've been on a fight streak since entering the UFC.
Sure.
We got Sabatini coming in 20-5 in the UFC. Apparently, I didn't put the UFC statistic in here for their records. Fucking asshole.
7-2.
7-2 in the UFC.
Fucking, he ain't even got a fucking computer. He's over here. Fucking correct.
20-5 overall and 4-1 in their last 5 bouts. I'm gonna be going with Chepe in this one by decision or KO. They're gonna be the younger and slightly smaller of the two fighters. Well-rounded in their skill set, but should definitely look to keep this fight standing as long as possible, unless they happen to find an advantage during grappling exchanges. They need to be measured with their approach and just piece up Sabatini as much as possible, though, and just without getting overly aggressive, allowing, Sabatini to be able to secure solid takedowns. We got Sabatini coming in, the older of the two, slightly bigger in stature, a grappler primarily, and should definitely look to close the distance on this one. Get the fight to the ground as soon as possible and just, maintain control and or open up the finish. But I would say for them, it's important to avoid chasing Chepe around the cage and getting into any sort of type of long-standing exchanges with them. Sabatini doesn't have necessarily the best chin. Or the best hands, for that matter. So, I'm going to be going with Chepe. Who we got, y'all?
Absolutely not. I'm going with Pat Sabertucci's. You know what I'm saying? Pat Sabatini. No, all realness, I think he's going to finish him on the ground. I don't think he goes in there with any much intention. I feel like Chepe is probably going to use a lot of chasing him around, trying to get a hold of him to make him stand and fight, but that's not Sabatini's. That's not his game plan. That's not how he fights. I'm not really for these types of wins, but he does have 13 submission wins on this, and he seems to always get to, gets to finishing these dudes on the ground. So,
Super dangerous on the ground.
Absolutely. He might be kind of one of these one-trick ponies, but you guys are looking at come on, it's Chepe Mariscal. Like, this guy's no fucking, he has a decent IQ, but I think no doubt his superpower for standing up doesn't outmatch Sabatini's, what he can do to him on the ground. He gets him on the ground, he's finished.
Yeah.
Right?
I agree with that. Chepe Mariscal does need to avoid the grappling exchanges. But that's it. Go ahead and go hand for hand, blow for blow with him, because Chepe's going to fucking beat his ass every single day of the week. Chepe's going to, as long as he can stand up. That's really what we're talking about. Stand up, keep him away, keep him at distance. You win the fight.
At least weather the early storm. If you do happen to get taken down, and controlled in that first round or whatever, just, make it into that second round.
I feel like his takedown defense is going to get tested quite a bit first round.
Oh, it is. It is. And I think he has good takedown defense. He's definitely not going to accept getting taken down. But that's just the thing is, like, if you get taken down, fine, bruh. Relax. Get through the round. Get back
Survive.
up. Yeah, weather the storm, halfway through the second. And then once you're able to start stuffing those takedowns or getting up easier, then start tagging Sabatini up. But
Sabatini's one of those guys, though, to take your back with one of those backpacks and frickin' hold you down for 2-3 minutes at a time, just kind of pretending to choke you and slapping the shit out of you.
I'm not sure if they still are, but at one point, Sabatini and Sean Brady were training partners. So, definitely. And I think them and, like, Andre Petrosky, like, they had a nice little, like, grappling unit or whatever, but I'm not sure what that is now.
He would agree with me on fucking Sean Brady's nose for sure. He's been up close.
Yeah. All that being said, we're still going with Chepe Mariscal.
Yes, sir. That's it.
Avoid the grappling. Just keep on your feet.
Oh,
whip
yeah.
his ass.
My bad. I forgot. You had already given a breakdown. My bad. All right, y'all. Moving on to a middleweight matchup. We got Gerald Meerschaert going up against Kyle Dawkins. We got Meerschaert coming in. They are 12-12 in the UFC, 37-20 overall, and 2-3 in their last 5 bouts. We got Dawkins coming in. They are 3-4 with 1 no contest in the UFC. 16-4 with that 1 no contest overall, and are currently on a 5-fight win streak. They recently just came in on short notice not too long ago, a few cards back, and was able to knock out Michel Pereira, which really we all thought the route to victory was going to be grappling, because they've started to really hone their grappling skills and string together a bunch of fights, with submissions. But in this one, they happened to, just crack Michel Pereira and get him out of there. So now he's, back comfortably in the UFC. And yeah, I'm going to be going with them by KO or submission. They're going to be the younger and taller of the two, slightly less rangy. But definitely, I would say they're somewhat well-rounded. Like I said, that KO kind of came out of nowhere.
You going with Kyle?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Dawkins?
Yeah. But their skill set looks like it falls more so into the grappling realm. They should just, in my opinion, though, keep this one standing as long as possible before taking it to the ground if it ends up, going there. Because Meerschaert's chinny, and they don't necessarily have a gas tank anymore. So, make them earn it on the feet. The ground is their wheelhouse. Not to say that Dawkins couldn't get it done down there, but why give them any sort of path to victory? Meerschaert's going to be older by 5 years, shorter of the two, but they'll have the longer reach. Like I said, a grappler primarily. And, they're going to want to get this one to the ground as soon as possible, find control and or hunt for that finish. But, they need to avoid this being on the feet and or them gassing on the ground, getting reversed or getting taken down themselves and then getting grounded and pounded out or submitted. I think this is a setup fight for Dawkins to kind of insert himself into, the UFC roster properly instead of coming in on short notice. He's an East Coast boy from Philly. So Dana White's definitely showing these guys love. And I'm going with Dawkins. Who we got, y'all?
I'm going with Dawkins as well. I'm telling you, I'm getting sick of watching Meerschaert come in and pick and choose whenever he wants to fight. Watch him getting his ass kicked by Olin Jacek or Brad Tavares or Renner D. Ritter. It's not enough for me. I'm sick of it. Some of these fights he'll show up to fight, and these other ones, he'll pick and choose when he wants to participate in these fights. For me, it's hard to believe he beat somebody like Edmund Shabazian because, that was a hard arm triangle choke he put him in. He's dangerous on the ground, but I'm telling you, he's just not a guy that wants to stand up. If you can intimidate him standing up, hit him a few good times, make him scared to get hit by you, I feel like Meerschaert kind of mentally gives up. You know what I mean? I'm not a big fan of him. He's lost me all kinds of money. Everything about you sucks, Meerschaert. What do you think, Ray?
I think we're talking about Kyle Dawkins taking this fight. His opponent's on a 3-fight slide, 5 years older. This is gonna be a fight on the ground, I think. I don't think there's gonna be a lot of standing at all. I think Dawkins gets it done on the ground. Gerald Meerschaert is on a 3-fight slide. I think this is going to be the 4th time that he sharts his pants in the cage.
He's about to shit his socks for the night for sure.
Absolutely.
We got Cash Cole in the chat. What's good? Fight
What's up,
Bloodline.
What's up,
Make sure you go subscribe to their channel. Make sure you check out their coverage and breakdown analysis of these cards as well. They probably either already shot an episode or are about to release an episode, so check them out. Cash Cole says Gerald Meerschaert sucks ass.
Absolutely. Thank you, nephew. That's what I've been trying to say. I would take him and Chris Barnett are in the same fucking category with me right now.
It's one of those things, if you're able to string some wins together in the UFC and then you find yourself out of title contention and eventually just more so just fighting to fill cards and stuff, The only way that you can survive if you start to go on a slide is if you don't win spectacularly, you have to lose fucking spectacularly.
Absolutely.
You can still get fights and still get paychecks.
Because even
by
if you
fucking
win, you
losing.
still might get dropped from the freaking UFC because we've seen it.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, there we go. It was you.
Michael Chandler has made a career of that.
Absolutely.
Fucking fair right there. You are not lying. You are not lying. Shouts out to everybody in the chat and watching right now. Moving on, we have a fight that got saved. At first, so this was Malcolm Wellmaker against Siri Saidi. I think definitely a fight of like prospects, but definitely more so in Wellmaker's favor. Then it ended up turning into Wellmaker versus Cody Haddon. Cody Haddon was actually, I was like, ooh, they're giving him a stiff test. They want to, I guess, put two prospects up against each other and see who rises to the top. And then Haddon pulled out. So now we have
Ethan Ewing.
Ethan Ewing. I'm assuming coming out of the New York area. Can you check out Ewing's profile real quick, just see where they're from?
Absolutely. I love the expose.
We got Wellmaker coming in 2-0 in the UFC,
tick.
10-0 overall, and we got Ewing. What's up with Ewing over here?
He is from
Anaheim, California.
Oh, he's
interesting.
Local. Yeah. Find out in Anaheim,
They're
California.
gonna fly him over from California to do this fucking fight, or is he like from California fighting out of New York?
No, it says that he's been a ranked fighter in the North American region. He's also ranked 2 in North American subregions in West California. He is only ranked in regions where he has fought at least 2 times out of his last 6 bouts. He's ranked bantamweight in each region, and he's fought at least once in his weight class in the last 2 fights.
Yeah.
I mean, he's not anybody like he's not. I don't know. He's got some knockout power. Doesn't seem like he has a whole lot of ground game. He does have a loss on the ground, 1 for decision, but he has 7 KOs for and that, I mean, we don't know what organizations he's gotten them in. Actually, we do.
But he's
couple of them.
he's fought
LFA.
in LFA and in Lights Out's promotion.
Yeah.
It's wild though. Like he's literally coming out from California. Like he's fighting out of Cali. That's wild. I did not expect that.
Looks like he's got a heavy hand.
I'm not looking at a computer, but if I remember from my research, he's fought in the LFA twice. He's 1-1. Never fought in the UFC, and then in the rest of his fight contention, it's all been, weird regional scenes. And I believe, if I'm correct, he's 7-2 regionally.
I believe you're right. Yeah.
So
He's one.
just so you know, you don't need a computer. You can be completely analog and just have it right up here, guys.
Why do that when we could just be updated and move up with the times, brother?
I'm getting Wi-Fi straight to the brain, baby.
I think that's the problem sometimes.
I feel like this fool was looking in my fucking glasses while I was looking at the fucking screen. And this fool's got his shades on, so I can't see him. Yeah, bro, I'm gonna go with that.
Yeah, you're one of them dudes who you got to move up with the times, Ray. You know what I mean? Direct deposits, all that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we got Cash Cole said Wellmaker by KO. It don't matter who Wellmaker fights, he was gonna get the KO. I'm gonna be going with Wellmaker now.
Sure.
I originally was gonna go with Cody Haddon in that fight, but since he dropped out, I'm definitely taking Wellmaker over Ewing. This is just the UFC now.
This will probably be like the biggest underdog of the fight for like betting wise. I mean, it might be worth to put $10 on there. Guy has nothing but knockouts. We've had a couple of surprises from people that are just got signed, or not signed, but given last minute opportunities.
Yeah, I feel like they're basically setting him up with another Chris Matinho. That's who he faced just here recently. Had a nice knockout win, whatever. Yeah. So now they're just giving him another one since they weren't able to line up an actual test for him. So, yeah. Hey, shouts out to Wellmaker. But hey, now it does kind of put a little bit of extra pressure on him because you don't want to
Absolutely.
get slumped
You
fucking
lose
now all
you
of a
lose this
sudden.
fight, you know what I mean?
You fucking starched by the walk-on. That's going to look fucking crazy, bruh.
Yeah.
So,
I'm taking Wellmaker as well. I just feel like I mean, he's had more training for this, you know what I mean? He's going to have the advantage. I feel like Ewing, I'm sorry. I feel like he's going to come in here and try to beat Wellmaker at his own game, stand there. Because that's going to be the biggest presence, right? Coming in and knocking Wellmaker out.
Bruh.
Like, that would be the best fucking scenario for Ethan Ewing.
Fuck yeah.
But I just feel like Malcolm Wellmaker isn't he's not new to this, you know what I mean? Like he's had the long fucking camp. He's ready to come in and destroy somebody.
Definitely.
As opposed to like his expectation is to do it. As opposed to Ewing hoping that what he has right now is enough to get him, through this fight. What are you thinking, Ray?
I mean, I think it's been said. I think at this point, me saying too much more is beating a dead horse. He's undefeated. He's undefeated against somebody who's fresh off the couch. That being said, I don't have a lot of faith in him, or a lot of faith in Ewing. I have plenty of faith in Wellmaker. This should be open shut case, easy night. Hopefully, he does need to take it serious and he doesn't get fucking randomly starched on some puncher's chance type shit.
It happens though.
It does happen, but that being said, I think this is going to be an easy night for Wellmaker, and a quick payday.
For sure. All right, y'all. Moving on to a women's flyweight matchup. Actually, a rematch, too. These two have met on the regional scene, but are now meeting each other at the elite level. We got Erin Blanchfield going up against Tracy Cortez. We got Blanchfield coming in 7-1 in the UFC, 13-2 overall, and 4-1 in their last 5 bouts. We got Cortez coming in 6-1 in the UFC, 12-2 overall, and 4-1 in their last 5 bouts. I'm going to be going with Blanchfield in this one to redeem themselves. They actually lost their first time meeting by what a lot of people say was a controversial decision. So I look for Blanchfield to redeem herself in this one. They're going to be the younger of the two fighters, slightly shorter in stature, but they'll have a longer reach. Well-rounded, but definitely leans into their grappling. So they should look to get this fight to the ground ASAP and try and just control Cortez to the cards or until a finish opens up. They're willing to scrap, though. And, they do definitely throw hands and try and, give you something to look at whilst going in for the takedown. But sometimes their takedowns can look a little sloppy and their hands aren't the greatest. So they really just need to avoid any long-standing exchanges with Cortez. But you're gonna see them stand up for a little bit. But her foremost, obligation is to get her to the ground and then just, finish it from there. Cortez is going to be the older of the two by 5 years, slightly taller but
That's
less
crazy.
rangy.
I'm used to seeing her being the younger of the fighters. It feels like she's definitely getting old.
Yeah, no, real shit. Decision
bad,
machine. Oh, you're all good. She's a well-rounded decision machine, mostly not really threatening anywhere, but good everywhere. Definitely should look to keep this one, though, standing as long as possible unless an advantage presents itself when they're on the ground, if it goes there. They just need to pour on the volume, take this one to the cards, and avoid grappling if possible. But, Cortez does have wrestling, but I just the level of Blanchfield, and I think Blanchfield has more of a killer instinct than Cortez right now. More of a gamer. And, yeah, I'm going to go with Blanchfield to get that prior defeat back in this one. Who we got, y'all?
I chose Erin Blanchfield, and I feel like truly she's gonna maul her on the ground. Like she's a monster to deal with on the ground as far as wrestling goes. If Tracy Cortez, I just feel like Tracy Cortez, if she goes to the ground with her and survives and ends up getting back up and able to and weather the storm and kind of like have like a give and take type of fight with Erin Blanchfield, Cortez is a decision machine. And I say a machine only just because she has a lot of high output. She has one loss of a decision, but I feel like, her looks, along with her appeal, along with her fight style, because she's real scrappy, real fun to watch. I hate picking against her because I'm like, I'm almost kind of changing my mind here. You know what I mean? Because I'm like, I feel like
He's talking about how fine she is.
I know. I'm like,
Contest here.
I just feel
what are
like-
we doing?
I just feel like she's she's a little bit scrappier and feisty, and
Boys got soft, bro. Like he was picturing something in his mind, bro. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and move on to my breakdown. Good one there, Darren T.
I didn't even get to pick my pick.
Oh, go ahead. I'm pretty sure you said Blanchfield, but then you might be
I
switching
think
it
I'm
over to
going
Cortez.
Tracy Cortez now, guys.
You're switching it to
I'm
Cortez.
switching right now. I'm sorry. Yeah, I have a feeling she's got more to gain out of this fight. I feel like she's got more to gain out of this fight, and like psychologically in her head, you know what I mean? Watching Blanchfield in that last fight that she had, she didn't do very. I mean, she did well, but she didn't dominate like she normally has. I feel like she might be possibly losing a step. I feel like Tracy Cortez is still evolving as a fighter, and yeah, I'm sorry. I know I chose Blanchfield, but I'm gonna have to go with Tracy Cortez. I feel like she's gonna possibly finish this fight.
Tracy Cortez, you have a lot more to earn winning this fight. A new OnlyPans subscriber.
Hey.
But that being said,
I'm gonna have to hit up the tracker and be like, "Yo, we got a last second switch up real quick."
Little
So
switcheroo.
I'll let the tracker know. Shouts out UFC predictions tracker. Subscribe.
I'm going with Aaron Blanchfield. They've got an opponent in common in my little peach fuzz.
Oh my god.
Nama Yunus.
Oh my god.
Where's it with you and dude with the buzz cuts?
Blanchfield has beat Nama Yunus. Opponent has lost to her. Tracy Cortez has lost. Again, Blanchfield is 5 years younger. The one thing that does worry me about this Blanchfield-Tracy Cortez fight is that Blanchfield has not fought in a year. Has not fought this year. And
I
Cortez...
thought we just watched her fight not long ago.
No, not at all.
No?
Tracy Cortez, on the other hand, has fought 4 months ago. So she's definitely going to be the more
active.
ring-ready fighter. But, again, Blanchfield is a hometown girl here, coming straight out of New York. That being said, I'm not putting a lot in on that, but I think with them having Nama Yunus in common, we saw what they can do against similar opponent.
Oh, with
And-
Macy Barber, she was supposed to fight.
And that being said, I've got to go with Blanchfield on this one.
Yeah, she was literally they were about to do walkouts and they had to cancel it because Barber fucking like apparently fell ill or like passed out as she was getting ready to walk out or some shit. So yeah, you're right about that. I think I was back in like March or something. Let's see here. Moving on to another prelim matchup at the middleweight division, we have Roman Kopylov going up against Gregory Rodriguez, RoboCop. We got Kopylov coming in 6-4 in the UFC, 14-4 overall, and 3-2 in their last 5 bouts. We got Rodriguez coming in 8-3 in the UFC, 17-6 and 4-1 in their last 5 bouts. I'm gonna be going with RoboCop in this one by decision or KO. They're gonna be the slightly younger of the two, taller and well-rounded in their skill set, but I think they prefer to strike more so. They're gonna want to stand early with Kopylov, and if they, prefer, they could gradually transition into grappling if possible. But something tells me they're gonna want to just match Kopylov on the feet to prove something there. So they just need to stay measured with their output. They need to avoid copying Kopylov. They need to avoid following him around the cage and get them in the pocket when they're standing. And when those back and forths happen, it needs to be in close exchanges. It can't be at distance. Kopylov, I feel like, will piece him up from distance. Kopylov's going to be the slightly older of the two by a year, shorter in height. Both these men have the same reach. Kopylov's going to be more of a technical striker with KO precision. He's able to, set things up to where he may not even be throwing hard, but it ends up becoming hard in the way that he gets you to, run into his shots. He should look to keep this one standing in that distance, move around the cage and just pop in and out, point fight, land volume, and possibly break Rodriguez down to open up the finish, or at least wear on the gas tank. But definitely should avoid grappling or getting into any firefights with Rodriguez because Rodriguez does have power. So I'm going to be going with RoboCop. Who we got, y'all?
I'm going with RoboCop as well. I used to be a fan of this Kopylov guy, but after seeing what Paulo Costa did to this kid in their last fight, really humbled him, you know what I mean? He stood there in front of him, and Costa beat him at his own game. Once he realized that Costa's his punches weren't affecting Costa, I feel like he kind of shelled up, you know what I mean? And, Costa's been in this game for a long time. He's a fairly older guy, but I feel like, experience-wise, Costa was just, way, miles and levels above Kopylov. I just feel like style-wise, styles make fights, right? So I feel like Greg Rodriguez, the RoboCop, I feel like he has his move forward and punch forward style is more going to benefit him in this fight because Kopylov's not a terribly great counter striker, so he's going to be catching a lot of those shots. And I feel like he's just be trying to match the energy of what's going on with them in there, and he's going to get the lesser of the exchange. I'm not a big fan of Kopylov either after his last performance. Who you got, Ray?
I'm going to go with RoboCop, Gregory Rodriguez. Gregory,
Even fuck cops.
I don't even fuck with cops like that. But this guy's all right, and Denzel in Training Day's okay. Other than that, I just want to go ahead and bring up a couple points about RoboCop. He's one of the men who's beat CLD. Let's go ahead and bring that out there. He's a measured fighter. He's got more power. He's got more routes to victory. He's, I think he's going to pop Kopylov a couple times with a few of those shots. And as Darren T just said, he's going to shell up. He's not going to want to keep getting hit with power like that. Yeah. And RoboCop is just a zombie. He's just going to keep coming at you.
He has a better chin and a really good poker face. I feel like we never really can tell when fucking RoboCop's in trouble until he's laying down, right?
Exactly. And he's just going to, he's not going to come at you recklessly, but he's going to keep pushing forward. He's always going to run the pace of the fight. You know what I mean? And you end up fighting his fight. And I don't think Kopylov is quite ready for that. I think Kopylov takes an L here. Kopylov is a great fighter. I just think this is a bad matchup for him. And it's just not going to go his way. So I'm going with Rodriguez, man.
Like you break down.
For sure. We got Ron Reed in the chat. They said this guy is getting drunk off the melted ice. Shouts out Ron Reed. Moving on to
Tell your mama say hi.
Moving on to the prelim headliner. Bo Nickel originally was slated for the main card to go up against Rodolfo Vieira, and the people were not having it. People literally complained to the point where they, mostly in part for Beneil Dariush, because it was like, how does this guy get billing over, Beneil Dariush and Saint Denis? But then also on top of that, I just don't think people like fucking Bo Nickel. So, we got...
I don't like Bo Nickel.
I'm not a fan of Bo Nickel.
I don't know why. Anytime anybody brings that nut-sniffing, ball-sniffing pervert up, I just don't... I'm not a big fan of this fighting style. His hug-me-down fighting style, you know what I mean?
I'm going to agree with my co-host. I'm not a fan of Bo Nickel, but let's go ahead since I already got the mic. I'm going to go with Bo Nickel.
Oh
Bo Nickel
God,
for the win.
Really?
You know what I mean? I just think that he's got a lot of UFC backing. And so they picked a fight that's going to best showcase his skills, you know what I mean, and keep him on the launch pad. Obviously, he got knocked off in his last fight, and they're just trying to put him right back on. He's 7 years younger. He's got a 3-inch reach advantage, a 1-inch height advantage. And, you know what I mean? I think if he keeps it standing, which he can because he does have a superior wrestling background in what he's done, he'll be able to win this fight. The guy he's going against has no hands. No hands at all. I mean, he's literally just a submission artist. So,
Bo Nichols ain't
how
got
many
no
KOs
hands.
does he have?
Yeah, one.
1 KO. How many does Bo Nickel have?
Probably
Please. Oh, okay.
one more than the.
All right, thank you. So, again, I didn't look in your glasses for that one. I just kind of fucking knew it.
Okay.
That being said, Bo Nickel has better hands. Bo Nickel has a strong wrestling, you know what I mean, grappling defense. I think he gets it done. Bo Nickel's not my favorite fighter. I believe he's a cross sniffer as well. But I think he gets it done in MSG.
I feel like after watching that Fondle Fest he put on with Brennan DeRitter, it really showed that he wasn't kind of, you know what I mean, willing to stand in exchange with the stand-up. Like, imagine, just think about it. If you're wrestling with some guy and he's not hitting you, and you know he doesn't like getting hit, won't you want to start fucking hitting him, make him uncomfortable? Neither one of them did that. They just sat there and just, you know, played the little hugging dudes game. And I don't know. I was disgusted. I was disgusted.
Well, who are you going with then?
I'm going with Fieta. I feel like Fieta's going to have, absolutely. I feel like he has more of a killer instinct. I feel like Bo Nickel's looking to try to, engage and move forward with his transitions on the ground. But like Fieta, I don't think Fieta's going to let him hold him on the ground. I don't feel like he's going to be taking that. I mean, it's jiu-jitsu versus wrestling at this point, right? For the, I feel like maybe Bo might be a better wrestler, but for taking pain management, I just feel like he's. If he starts getting hit, he's probably not going to be in a good place.
So you guys are telling me that this guy's not a crotch sniffer as well. When his whole shit, he's only won once by fucking KO, and everything else has been by submission.
I've watched more events of Bo Nichols fucking just hugging on somebody and rubbing his face on somebody else's fucking jock strap than I have anybody else in the UFC. And I don't even like sitting around and watching that. You know what I mean? That's just stuff that just happens. I'm not a fan of Bo Nix.
All right. I think.
I'm not Bo Nix.
Wow, bro. You hated on the Broncos and the fucking Bo Nickel all at the same time.
I'm a Bo Nix fan.
Shots fired.
Bo Nickel just not my favorite. I'm sorry.
Well, yeah, I mean, real quick, I'm going to go with Bo Nickel as well.
Crotch lovers.
By decision or KO. I didn't want to. I actually thought that Vieira would present a lot of problems, but this is going to be a hot take, and I think people aren't going to like what I have to say. But
boring, right?
But Bo Nickel, I think he wins this fight no matter what. I think he's going to have a finish, or if it goes to the cards and, you know, barring a dominant performance by Vieira, I think anything sort of close is going Nickel's direction. I'll even go as far as to say that this is one of those fights I could see someone getting presented some cash.
I wouldn't be surprised if somebody rolled in there and lifted up the dude's leg and counted 3, 1, 2, 3. You know what I mean? For a Bo Nichols.
I mean, and I'm not trying to say anything about Vieira or anything like that, but I watched a Bo Nickel fight not too long ago. I watched a replay of it. Him and Val Woodburn. If you guys go back and watch the Bo Nickel versus Val Woodburn fight, bro, that shit looks suspect as a motherfucker how that shit ended. And I just feel like we've been getting Bo Nickel pushed down our fucking throats whether we want it or not.
He has.
Like to the point where people had to complain about him being
on the
top villain.
Card, right?
Yeah.
On the White House card.
Well, that too, you know, like and you know, people are already talking about, you know, his plans to be on that card, and I don't know. I look at this dude. A lot of people don't even know if he's even invested in MMA like that, and he didn't really necessarily answer the question when it was presented to him with a definitive like yes or no, whether he's like really in it or not. I don't know, bro. I just feel like
he's uncertain of himself, so he doesn't want to say he is to make it look like he's put everything into this, and he wasn't good enough. Because I think instinctively he knows he's not. There's guys that can just dominate you with your willful fucking wrestling experience.
And there's certain guys that Dana just gets behind, and he will be damned if, you know, they don't become some sort of type of name.
Michael Chandler,
you know, based off his vouch and shit like
Patty
that.
Pimblett,
Joe Pyfer.
Joe Pyfer, 100%.
So I'm gonna go with Nickel, but I believe Vieira has the skills, but I just think there's other factors that put it way in the favor of Nickel. But let's hope not. With that being said, we'll be moving into the main card, y'all.
No, I
Yeah.
thought we had one more fight. Or is this part? Or is the Benoit St. Denis part of the main one?
The Bo Nickel Vieira is the prelim headline.
Okay.
Yeah. Now we.
Damn, they gave him a fucking headline.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Well, he was actually the fight above Benil Dariush and Saint Denis to start the main card, and people were just like, "Fuck no, this guy don't deserve that
do
shit."
yourself a favor. When this fight comes on, get in your car, come down to the whiskey lounge, and get you a fucking drink and enjoy
Whiskey
yourself.
Bar Denver.
Straight up, that's a fight worth driving down here and having a drink, and then going back home and fucking. You know what I mean?
Take the fight off and come have a drink. To Ruben in the chat, Wellmaker fight got canceled. It did get canceled, but they were able to find a last-minute opponent coming in, possibly from California, in Ethan Ewing. So if you want to run back this episode, you can get our breakdown on that. But moving on to the main card opener, we have a lightweight matchup. We have Benil Dariush going up against Benoit St. Denis. We have Dariush coming in. They are 17-6 with one draw in the UFC, 23-6 with that one draw overall, and 3-2 in their last 5 bouts. We got St. Denis coming in. They are 7-3 in the UFC, 15-3 with one no contest overall, and are 3-2 in their last 5 bouts. I'm going to be going with Dariush in this one by decision or sub. They're going to be the older of the two by 7 years. Slightly smaller, but well-rounded in their skill set. Should definitely just stay measured in their approach to, avoid getting caught, but definitely needs to mix it up with St. Denis and find where it is that they can lean into their advantage. For me, they're pretty much dangerous everywhere. If this stays on the feet, there's a high possibility that they're able to catch St. Denis on the feet. If it goes to the ground, I feel like they're the more seasoned grappler. So I just feel like staying on the feet would probably be, taking this to the ground would probably be the easier path to victory for Dariush in this matchup.
You think so?
I think so.
So I'm down here and I got 11 submissive wins.
Today, Junior.
Sorry. I just feel like Benoit St. Denis has a better, just a better ground game for sure. And I mean, Dariush is a fucking monster. Don't get me wrong. And I usually don't fuck with French unless it's toast. But I'm having to. You like that?
Pretty good.
I'm going with Benoit St. Denis. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Oh, no, you're fine. You're fine.
I didn't think you saw all the submission wins my crepe fucking loving friend has.
No, for sure. And that's something that Dariush said because they had asked him, if he feels, if they're like if he feels threatened on the feet with St. Denis, and he was just like, I don't know, like I hear a lot of people talk about his striking, but he seems more like a grappler to me. And I just feel like St. Denis is a dangerous striker to where he would catch Dariush. That's the only reason why I feel like
Dariush has some serious hands though too.
He does, but he's been chinned, and
he has. Yeah, he has, and I feel like on the ground, like he's like kind of one of those passive aggressive grapplers, which means like he'll move into position, but he won't necessarily do a lot of damage like ground and pound. As opposed to Benoit St. Denis, he gets you in a position or a body lock. He's going to pound on your head, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Trying to get the finish.
And he's trying to be more measured. I know Benoit St. Denis is, went through some changes and, made some changes for the sake of his career to be a more polished MMA fighter.
Yeah, for sure.
But like he said, he's still the seek and destroy guy that you want to see. He's just had to be a little more measured. And I just feel like, regardless, Dariush is just the better, smarter fighter. Like, he knows how to win rather than fishing for the submission, whereas St. Denis, he's an entertainer still at the end of the day. So once he feels like he's going to get an opening, he's going to go head
Yeah,
first
he's
into
got a
it.
killer instinct, is what he has.
And if he's not able to finish it, then he can fuck around and gas himself out and then leave himself open to get fucked up.
I mean, his last fight, he really put on a performance. You know what I mean? Beating up on Mauricio Rufy, kind of, you know what I mean? Exposing him. Kyle Propolek, I mean, he has Thiago Moises. It's my bomb fiend. Anybody can beat the bomb fiends, in my opinion. He's had a pretty good, resume of fighters and some killers that he's gone against. You know, like I said, I usually don't fuck with the French unless it's toast. But Benoit Saint Denis, I feel like I don't know. He has a chance.
Let's bring up the energy a little bit because Benoit Saint Denis, Beneil Dariush is a hell of a fight. Way to open up the card.
Absolutely, that is true.
We're talking about two absolute monsters in the game. I think they're both very skilled fighters. It's going to be super exciting. Couple little things about Denis, though, over Dariush. If you don't know, I'm going with Denis. Is he's 7 years younger. 1 year or 1 inch reach advantage, 1 inch height advantage. He's on a 2-month turnaround since his last fight. Now, respectively, his opponent in Beneil Dariush is only on a 4-month turnaround. But that being said, these two dudes are fresh. They're ready to get at it. There is not a hint of ring rust on either one of them, but especially on my boy Benoit Saint Denis. And I think Benoit, where he really shines, you know what I mean, as far as being heads and shoulders over Dariush, is with the striking. I think that he maybe has a slight advantage in the grappling. That being said, I still think this is going to be a very close fight. I'm not saying, guaranteed Denis whips this ass, but I'm expecting him to. I believe that he can get it done. I think he'll have a little bit more in the gas tank when it gets down to that third round. I kind of would love to see this as a 5-round fight, but obviously they're not going for a title or anything of that sort, so it should be able to get it done in 3.
Okay. Well, nigga, you're wrong. So let's just go with that.
Absolutely fucking not, Cam. I see you throw a lot of neck at my buddy over there. I appreciate it.
Hey, yo, hey,
Bobby,
hey,
Bobby, it's me.
All right, y'all. Moving on to the next matchup on this. If anybody's noticed, the theme of this card is the fucking welterweight Grand Prix that's going on here, because there's a lot of welterweight matchups taking place, especially on the main card. People jockeying for position, claiming that they deserve the next title shot, and then you even got fucking Kamaru Usman on the sideline just like, nope, I'll be taking that, fellas, especially if fucking Makhachev wins, so just a heads up. Anyway, though, we got a welterweight matchup between a former champion in Leon Edwards going up against Carlos Prates. We got Leon Edwards coming in. They are 14-4 with 1 no contest in the UFC. 22-5 with that 1 no contest overall, and are 3-2 in their last 5 bouts. We got Prates coming in 5-1 in the UFC, 22-7 overall, and 4-1 in their last 5 bouts. I'm gonna be going with Edwards in this one by either decision or KO. They're gonna be the older of the two by a couple years, slightly taller, less rangy, but well-rounded in their skill set. Definitely need to look to mix it up, gradually get this one to the ground if possible, but they did say in their press conference that they're not necessarily looking to grapple because they don't feel like that's going to put them in a position, win or lose, to, get the proper look if they were to get a win. They feel like that would just, the UFC would be like, whatever, we don't give a fuck, like that shit was boring. So he's definitely looking to make this one a sprint because he's used to fighting 5-round fights, but now he's got his first 3-round fight in like 4 years or something like that. And he's looking to, just apply a lot of pressure into striking. He's excited to not have to face a grappler. So you got Prates coming in, the younger and slightly shorter of the two, but has the longer reach. Dangerous striker. Needs to keep this fight standing in that distance and only grapple in the clinch if necessary, but should definitely just keep it standing and gradually close the distance and the pressure as the fight goes on, but just really look to point fight and sniper fucking Edwards, and just needs to avoid getting overly aggressive and gassing late, which I'm surprised they gave him Edwards, but I feel like these guys really want Pratis to win, so they're still giving him opportunities to, really shine a light on himself. But I don't know about this one. I think Leon Edwards is just too smart of a fighter and just a better fighter, skill for skill. So I'm gonna be going with Edwards. Who we got, y'all?
I'm going with Carlos Prates. Let me tell you, not only is Carlos Prates going to beat the brakes off of Leon Edwards, he's going to smoke a cigarette before he does it, brother. Because that's what my man does. I just feel like Prates he's been a lot more active. He's seen a lot more high-level fights. And I feel like he's dominated quite a bit, you know what I mean? Other than somebody like Ian Machado Gary, who he's lost to. Other than him, I feel like all of his fights, he's pretty much dominated. After seeing Leon Edwards fight Bilal Muhammad, it kind of showed me like a decline of Edwards. I just didn't feel like he was on the come up. I feel like he got the title like at the peak of his peak, and he was lucky when he got it. I don't think he's going to get it back. I feel like guys like Carlos Prates has just got that killer instinct. He wants to do it up on his feet. He can do it on his ground. But he'd rather do it standing up. I don't think, to be honest with you, I don't think Edwards has a chance as far as the stand-up with him. I feel like he's kind of one of these fighters to get through to make it to the next tier level of fighters. And, Prates is going to be walking through him. What do you think, Ray?
I'm going to go with Carlos Prates. 4-inch reach advantage, 2 years younger.
A.K.A. El Marlboro.
El Marlboro.
That's a hard pick.
Hard pick my ass. His opponent's on a two-fight slide. You know what I mean?
Against fucking elite competition. Bro.
Okay, against elite competition. The thing is he's a decision machine. You know what I mean? He's not a killer. Prates is a killer. Prates will die on his shield.
One's on the come up, the other's one's on the come down, on the decline.
Absolutely.
There's been a video of Prates floating around just giving up, and just friggin' his opponent starts coming forward and he waves himself off. And then just cowers.
Has that been in the last 5 fights?
No.
No. Okay. We're not bringing up bullshit. Why are you bringing up bullshit? Yeah. Bringing up brand new Carlos Prates. Gonna go in there, you know what I mean? Flick a cigarette out, whip that man's ass, take a shot of whiskey as a victory fucking celebration.
Have a smoke and a pancake.
And go the fuck home. That's what's going to happen. Prates for the win. Leon Edwards, don't get me wrong, I don't want to discount his name. He is still a good fighter.
He used to be a really good fighter. He's just not at the ceiling. He's not at the peak of his potential anymore.
Exactly.
I feel like there's a lot of talent that's risen up, and he's drowning.
I mean, I'll be honest, I don't think he was even supposed to become champion. That fucking leg kick to the dome of Kamaru Usman was literally with like 50-some seconds left in the fucking round, bro. Like, that shit was not supposed to happen. So it's like, and then I get it. He defended the title against him in the rematch and was able to nullify his fucking grappling and all that and got ahead of him on the points. But, I mean, that's where he should have gotten the shot, which he wouldn't have gotten if things played out the way they should have. But, I mean, hey, he got the fucking head kick. He got the belt, so he is a former champion. And I can understand why people think, he's past that moment now and, is on a slide given his last couple of performances, but they were against grapplers. And if you do go back to when he was on that fucking ridiculous fucking fight streak that he was on, he was being presented with a lot of different types of fighters and getting the best of all of them.
I don't even want to know how many times freaking he got dumped on his fucking head by Bilal Muhammad in his fight.
For sure. And then he got finished. It was funny. I was watching the press conference today, and imagine having to sit next to the fool who just beat your ass in March. They had Leon Edwards sitting next to Sean Brady. And literally, Sean Brady just literally beat his ass just months ago. Like, that shit had to feel weird as hell, bruh. But
it's just a sign of the times as you get older. At one point in time, Leon Edwards was on the come up, you know what I mean? And I feel like just, it's a sign of the time. It shows you the quick turnaround of these fighters. It's not like you got like a 10-year career, 12-year career tops,
Well, it sucks too because, he had to go on like a 10, 14 fight win streak to fucking get that title shot. So it's like, like you're getting your title reign at the end of like what probably is like, you know, you peaked probably like 3 fights ago and were able to still maintain elite level.
Yeah.
But now you're like on your downslide when you have the title and people think that you ain't shit. But it was like, nah, bro, I fucking beat 13 motherfuckers' asses before I got this fucking title. Like,
I hate to
what,
say
what more do you want from me?
the best fighter he ever was when fucking Masvidal slapped the shit out of him for making that remark that he said. Like, he was in the prime shape, time of his life. At
Real
that
shit.
Point. Yeah.
Real shit. Quick shout out to the chat. We got Cash Cole. He got Leon by decision.
Come on, Luce.
We got a series.
than that.
We got a series of letters starting with J. They said, "I saw Ray Bucks at the LGBTQ bar a couple days ago."
If you saw me there, you had to be there, right?
Cash Cole says Pratis is going to get humbled. Leon is very talented and more well-rounded. Also a UFC vet with the better wrestling.
You guys are taking these fighters from what they used to be, you know what I mean? Like the John Jones. Like, I love John Jones, but whenever I'm saying nobody can beat John Jones, I'm thinking like fucking 10, 15 years ago John Jones. It's not like now John Jones. I know there's people that can beat his ass, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But people, I think, just get so caught up in these fighters, and sensationalize them when they're at their peak and never have a hard time letting go of, not being as good as what they used to be.
Yeah.
And
Well,
that's a quick turnaround too, it seems.
You gotta blame that on fools like LeBron James and fucking Tom Brady, motherfuckers who go 20 years in a fucking professional fucking high level sport and shit, make it seem like, oh no, you just put some money into your fitness and fucking you'll be good to go for like
$2
$20
million a year.
Yeah.
You fucking be able to play with these guys every year.
All right, y'all.
Next fight up.
Moving on to the featured bout on the main card. We have another welterweight matchup with title contention implications. We got Sean Brady going up against Michael Morales. We got Brady coming in 8-1 in the UFC, 18-1 overall, and 4-1 in their last 5 bouts. We got Morales coming in 6-0 in the UFC, a perfect 18-0 overall. And I'm going to be going with Sean Brady in this one by submission or decision. They're going to be the older of the two by 6 years, smaller in stature, and definitely a grappler primarily. They're going to want to look to close distance, get this fight to the ground ASAP, and just control/open up a finish on Morales. But they need to stay measured with their approach and secure only solid takedowns, use Morales' aggression against them, make them overswing into takedowns, things of that nature. But throughout all of that, they have to avoid long-standing exchanges and or getting caught at distance with Morales, because Morales is a super dangerous striker, and he even has a little bit of wrestling in his back pocket, but I just don't see him looking to take that route in any sort of matter. He mentioned wanting to make this fight fast as possible in his presser. Like, he mentioned it multiple times. I want to make this as fast as possible. So that tells me that he may not necessarily be concerned with Brady's grappling, but he doesn't want it to even have to go there, is what I feel. I feel like he doesn't want to have to test his gas tank more than what a striking match requires. But Morales is going to be coming in, the younger and bigger of the two, a dangerous striker. Definitely should look to keep this fight standing at distance, move around the cage, and just piece Brady up until the cards or until a finish opens up. And they have to avoid the grappling. I don't care what their resume states in terms of grappling in the past or whatever. I think, you don't want to give Sean Brady any routes to victory. You want to keep it standing. He doesn't really have hands like that. His hands are evolving, but they're not like that. So, in my opinion, I'm going to go with Sean Brady to get this one done by the submission most likely, or just out cardio the shit out of Morales. Who we got, y'all?
I got Morales. I feel like Brady's probably going to be going in there with the killer instinct, putting himself in a lot of bad positions, thinking he's going to be able to, finish that fight early. I feel like he has a lot of confidence behind his hands. But I feel like Morales is a way better counter striker. He's way more elusive on his feet, and he has way more potential damage with his legs. I feel like Brady has good boxing, good range management, but as far as like a complete striker and a complete killer, I'm going with Morales all the way. There's no fucking question about it.
I got to go with Morales as well. I mean, Morales is 6 years younger. He's got a 6.5-inch reach advantage, 2 inches in height, undefeated in 18 bouts. Undefeated in 18 bouts. Only 4 of his wins are by decision. 13 are by KO. What are we talking about? This
And
dude
a
is-
straight schnoz. His nose looks nothing like Sean Brady's. You can tell he's got good defense, good boxing defense. You know what I mean?
It's over here doing the Maddalena.
Terrible,
And the
bro.
Maddalena's nose is doing the Sean Brady.
They're looking at each other.
wild work.
I'm just saying, man. Like, if you look at the box, if you look at their face, one of them's been punched a lot more clearly, right?
Do you think their wives give them butterfly kisses?
Fucking, then they just end up kissing him because the nose is so flat. It's like you can't even.
I bet she pokes himself in the eye trying to get something out of his nose. And he's like,
Right? Picking his nose over here. Wild work. Anyway, that being said, Morales is a killer. Morales is there to finish. It doesn't surprise me. I didn't hear the interview where he said that he wanted to get it done as soon as possible. But that's what he does in his fights, is he gets it done as soon as possible and then gets back on the bus and goes back home. He's not he's not here for a long time. He's here for a good time.
He literally said, I'm not, he's just like, I don't have to showcase all my skills in my fights. He's like, I'm not here to show y'all every tool in my arsenal. He's like, I'm here to win the fight with whatever helps me win that fight. So if you don't see my wrestling, then you don't see my wrestling.
who said that?
Morales. He was like, I'm just here to win this fight, bro. I'm here to get it done quick. We got a fucking national game for Ecuador going on fucking down the block. I'm trying to go celebrate with the fam after this fucking fight. Like literally, he said all that in the press conference.
Yeah, I respect it. You've got to respect that kind of confidence. You got to respect, you know what I mean? Just even saying that. I'm not here to showcase everything. I'm here to win. And whatever it takes to win, that's what I'm going to do to get it done. So that being said, I'm going with Morales. Morales for the win. 13 by KO, bro.
No.
He can definitely catch fucking Brady trying to, come in for the takedown or whatever, or, they could be up against the cage and he hits him with that fucking spinning back elbow like he did Neil Magny. Like, don't get me wrong, but that's also something that kind of put Brady over the top for me. These guys aren't facing the same kind of competition, especially like in their last 5 bouts.
No,
like,
absolutely
they're not
not.
facing the same kind of guys. Like Morales is making his way up, and this is like his first real test, whereas Brady's just been
We're
maintaining
talking Gilbert Burns, Neil
fucking top
Magny,
10 position this whole time.
Jake Matthews, Max Griffin, Adam Fugit. I mean, Nikolai Vertenikov. There's a lot of really big names on there for, you know what I mean, as far as for Morales has been tested. Yeah. So you're absolutely right. For, as far as like playing as like a big fish in a small pond, he's a big fish in a big pond. He's been a big fish. You know what I mean?
For sure. Cash Cole says Morales by TKO. If you get finished by Bilal Muhammad, you can get finished by anybody. Brady is too needy for a fight and should have waited for either Usman or a rematch with Bilal. Hey, I feel that.
I feel like this is the quickest route to a championship belt for him. So,
Yeah.
I mean, you got to take your opportunities when they're there. So, you always got to stay ready. You can't get ready,
Yeah.
Stay ready for whenever you get that call.
I've been hearing a lot of fighters lately say, hey, I'm a fighter at the end of the day, so I got to get in this cage no matter what the implications are. So just put someone in front of me and I'll make myself undeniable, basically. That's kind of been what Brady said and what Darius said in their pre-fight pressers. So something to note. But moving on to the co-main event, in the first of 2 title fights on this evening, we have the decorated Valentina Shevchenko defending her title against Zhang Zhang Weili, who vacated their title in the strawweight division to move up and challenge Shevchenko. So we have Shevchenko coming in. They are 11-5 with one draw in the UFC, 25-4 with that one draw overall, and are 3-1 with one draw in their last 5 bouts. We got Weili coming in 10-2 in the UFC, 26-3 overall, and are currently riding a 5-fight win streak. I'm going to be going with the champ, Shevchenko, in this one by either decision or submission. They're going to be the slightly older of the two by a year, bigger in stature, well-rounded in their skill set. Definitely should look to mix it up and lean into wherever it is they find the advantage in this. In my opinion, it'll probably take place on the ground as the fight goes. They need to just apply pressure to Weili, keep him on the back foot, and, only when they're on the feet, just pressure them, keep them on the back foot, and just maintain control of the points to the cards. On the ground, same thing. If they get them to the ground, just maintain control to the cards, or if a finish opens up. I don't really see Valentina finishing Weili unless it's with a flash knockout, like a head kick, knockout similar to the Rose Namajunas joint. I feel like, outside of that, Weili's going to be a pretty tough test. She just needs to avoid following Weili around the cage and getting point fought potentially, because with Weili, they're going to be the slightly younger and smaller of the two, well-rounded. They should look to mix it up as well and lean into where they find the advantage, which in my opinion is most likely going to take place on the feet. I'm not sure, though, because Shevchenko is fucking good everywhere. So I just believe that she's definitely the better grappler of the two. She's the bigger woman fucking naturally anyway. So I feel like Weili, their best route to victory is to literally just make this more so of a point fight and just, piece up Shevchenko. But for them to do that, they're going to have to match their aggression without fading on the feet, which now that they're carrying extra weight, cardio and all that could become a factor. Either direction, they're either carrying more power or more strength, or it's just more weight and they're fading faster. So for me, even though I think they have to get this done on the feet, I think that Shevchenko could potentially just draw them out to deep water and still end up taking this one home. So I just feel like Shevchenko has them beat and is just the better fighter overall. So I'm going to be going with the champ in this one, Shevchenko by decision or submission. Who we got, y'all?
I'm taking Valentina Shevchenko. Let me tell you, what I like about this fight. Shevchenko, her flaws, I feel, she's lost speed inside of her hands, and she's not the heavier hitter all the time anymore. She's the sharper, she's the sniper always, but she's not the aggressor. And I feel like she's fallen into this role of being this this hit and not get hit fighter, because she's a very good counter striker. I feel like Weili's desire to finish this fight is what's going to get her. I feel like she's going to end up putting Valentina on her back in the long run. But I feel like Shevchenko's counter defense and she has really good takedown defense and really good counter striking. I feel like Weili's desire to finish this fight is what's going to be her downfall, because Shevchenko is going to keep hitting her and moving back, hitting her, moving sideways, hitting her, moving sideways, giving her a lot of different angles.
I think, and also,
for Weili to deal with.
I think she's going to take advantage of Weili's aggression, and Weili's going to open herself up for easy takedowns. She's going to swing herself into takedowns, or
Absolutely.
she's going to try to engage in the grappling, and then Shevchenko's going to fucking reverse position or gain the dominant position. I just don't see where Weili wins except for a flash KO, but I don't think she's that powerful
I feel like if she
able
gets
to
a hold
catch
of her,
Shevchenko.
If she gets a hold of Shevchenko and she manages to get that, to mount her on the top and just rain down punches and just kind of roll, chain wrestle with her and roll with her and not allow her to get the stand up against the fence, I think she has more than a good chance to if she's going to beat her, it's going to be ground and pound. Weili's not going to be able to do this standing up with the flashy knockout. Valentina's just pretty tough. She won't let. I don't think anybody could one punch knockout in this division, but she's just too good of a counter striker. She's really good about getting out of the way and getting her shots in. It's a big frustrating puzzle for a lot of these fighters, especially like Weili, who's used to somebody just standing in front and getting the lesser of the exchange. Because she's a really tough fighter. Like it's hard to go against Weili because she has such a good chin and she's so durable. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. She's like she's one of those. She's better than most of the Asian fighters they have as far as like dudes. You know what I mean? Tactful wise, skill wise, like she's exciting to watch.
Yeah. Well, sorry, I'm gonna go with Weili. Weili for the win.
What?
Weili is undefeated in her last 5 fights. Is this going to be is it going to go to decision? This is going to go all 5 rounds, I'm going to say. They are very well-matched fighters. I think that Weili's going to bring in some speed that Valentina may not be used to just because she is coming up in weight, and I think she will bring her speed with her. I think her cardio will be there, and I think she's going to have more volume. This is going to come down to point fighting Shevchenko. This is going to come down to having more strikes, significant strikes, than Shevchenko does, and avoiding takedowns from Shevchenko. If she's able to do those few things, then she should be able to get this one done. Shevchenko is literally the only UFC fighter that has filled in her bout with rubies. That meaning she does have, I believe it's 8 title defenses. No other UFC fighter in history has done that. She's actually the first fighter. We're not talking women's fighter. We're talking fighter in history, which is a hell of an accomplishment. I take nothing away from Shevchenko. I just believe that Weili Zhang is just on her come up. She's, you know what I mean? She's here. I mean, she's not on her come up. She's already a champion. You know what I mean? She vacated the belt to come up to and do this fight. But I think she's only getting better. I think she's on her bell curve going up versus on her bell curve either at the top or going down. That being said, I think she gets it done against Shevchenko. And again, hell of a fight. This is going to be another great fight. This whole card, other than, you know what I mean, the deer in the headlights Wellmaker fight, is a banger. Like, it's going to be good. There might be a little bit of boringness with the nickel fight, just because of, you know what I mean, it's a style that most people don't like. But I think if you are a wrestler or a jiu-jitsu guy, it'll be an entertaining fight because you'll be seeing all the different transitions that are going on.
Stop at the whiskey lounge, get you a drink.
That being said, I'm going with
Whiskey bar.
Weili Zhang on this one. Go ahead, Cam.
Real quick, the chat, we got Cash Cole Shevchenko by KO head kick. I mean, I truly believe, like, if someone gets finished, it has to be something flashy.
Sure.
You know, something out of nowhere that just anyone's going to fall victim to, not just like, you know, the striking prowess of Shevchenko or Weili Zhang. I just don't think either one's powerful enough to put either one away or control one another on the ground. And then we also got Johnny in the chat. He says Valentina has lost a step. I mean,
she's definitely not the same fighter, the same champ that she used to be.
Yeah.
Nonetheless, I feel like her evolvement from where she's, still competing with the best, elite fighters of each weight class she competes in. I think that's not going to play any factor. She's still the better, even with her older age on here, or her being seasoned, she's still the better counter striker. I feel like she's the better sniper, better striking. I feel like Weili probably has a better chin and better takedown defense, but I'd take Shevchenko's ground game all day. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
Yeah, I think this is going to be a banger for both of these ladies.
Okay, for sure. Let's see here. We have the main event of the evening. We got the UFC welterweight championship on the line. We got Della Maddalena going up against Islam Makhachev. Once again, we got Makhachev vacating their lightweight title to move up to challenge Della Maddalena. Della Maddalena will be making their first defense of their title that they won earlier this year against Bilal Muhammad. Let's see here. We got Della Maddalena coming in. They are 8-0 in the UFC, 18-2 overall, and are currently riding an 18-fight win streak. Makhachev is 16-1, 16-1 in the UFC, 27-1 overall, and are currently on a 15-fight win streak. I was reading some type of stat, and these guys bring in like a ridiculous amount of years of unbeaten. You know, fucking like their record.
I know,
like,
but
it's like
is it like a record? Is it like one of them Khabib records? You know what I mean?
I don't.
We'll have to do
I think
some
it's
research.
just combined between the both of them, I guess. I don't know. We got Makhachev coming in. They're the older of the two by 5 years. Smaller fighter, well-rounded, and you know, definitely an elite grappler. They're gonna want to look to mix this up. See where they are on the feet with Maddalena, but don't spend too much time trying to prove yourself if it's not working out. If it's not working out, immediately go to the grappling. You know, if you're taking damage, lean into it as the fight goes down to break down Maddalena. Or, you know, that it could go a few different ways. He tries to match him on the feet, realizes this ain't gonna work, goes to the ground and gets it done. He fucking doesn't get it done on the feet, realizes that he needs to go to the ground, but now it's too late because he's fucking absorbed too much damage and got, you know, gassed out. Or he's going to go in there full blast and fucking bulldoze Maddalena and just choke his ass out and get him the fuck out of here. Like, outside of him getting him out of here in like the first round or two, as this fight goes on, it's going to look dark and it could start playing into Maddalena's fucking hands, I think. So he's going to need to stay measured with his approach, avoid getting caught mostly by Maddalena on the feet. He doesn't need to play around and, in my opinion, just take the path of least resistance. Get this fool to the ground, choke him out. He needs to avoid long-standing exchanges. This is another fight where the extra weight could play a factor either way. He's either carrying, you know, more power and strength, or just more weight that's going to, you know, eventually wear on him and gas him out later in the fight. You got Maddalena coming in, the younger and the bigger of the two fighters, a striker primarily with decent takedown defense. He's not going to accept a takedown. Should keep the fight standing at distance, move around the cage, piece up Makhachev until they have to grapple. And if it does end up going to the ground, stay calm, weather the early storm, and just, you know, test Makhachev's gas tank as much as possible with that added weight. Try and draw him out to deep water. But like I said, the longer this fight goes, the more it plays in the Maddalena's favor. But personally, I have to go with Makhachev until proven otherwise, because that grappling is just that dangerous, and he has decent enough hands that he may surprise Maddalena on the feet. So I'm going with Makhachev. Who we got, y'all?
I'm going with Makhachev. Let me tell you, put some respect on my man's name, please. He's a world-class kickboxer, bro. World class. That's not just the city, that's the world. Not just the city, not just the city, yeah. Of the world.
Of the world, Craig.
He dies for that shit too. I just don't think, I mean, this is the way it's going to go. These Dagestani fighters are not stupid. Islam's not coming in here to win a beauty contest. He's not coming in here to be flashy. He's coming in here to dominate. He's going to do it in fashion. He's not going to stand up and get his fucking brain rocked. You know, Khabib's not stupid. He cares about these fighters. And the way he's training them is to dominate on the ground. I mean, if you can't beat him standing up, you take less damage on the ground. Ground pound, we're assuming the top, right? Top mount. I just don't feel like Jack Della Maddalena or anybody is going to have the groundwork to take out Islam. I feel like for what he's going to do is expose himself with the high guard, going in there to try to make it a fight with Islam. And Islam's going to level change and pull him to the ground every single fucking time. Take his back with one of those rear naked chokes or just a body triangle, you know what I mean, and hold him down there or choke him out. I mean, the last place you want to be is being strangled by Islam. You know what I mean? Whether it's a Darce choke or a fucking, you know, rear naked or any kind of choke at that matter. I don't think he has enough ground game to go against Islam, period.
Yeah, I mean, Bilal Muhammad and Islam Makhachev are two completely different fighters.
Absolutely.
Especially on the wrestling level. So
one might say
yeah.
quit. The other one absolutely never will fucking say quit. You could break his arm. He'll you know what I mean? It's just not. It's in their culture. You know what I mean? Like he lives and breathes this shit. Jack Della Maddalena's just got off on getting some good strikers that'll stand up and play the game with him. You don't play the game with him, he goes down pretty fucking easy.
And he even had some close ones at that. Like
Correct.
he had a split decision with Basil Hafez, and I think he had a splitty with Kevin Holland.
Kevin
maybe?
Holland, yeah.
Yeah. So like, you know,
I mean, he's choked Randy Rude Boy Brown. He's beat Danny Roberts.
he kind of got fast tracked for sure.
Yeah. But nonetheless, I mean, his striking has been. I feel like they fast track some of these guys whenever they want to get these to make the weight class exciting. They start getting boring with fighters. You know what I mean? They get somebody up there they want to see everybody fucking lose, or somebody that everybody wants to win. It's not always the same, but I feel like he's been one of these guys, like especially from Australia. You know what I mean? It's like a big thing from. I mean, he's from Australia, right? Yeah, he's from Australia. Yeah. I mean, it's hard not to like a guy when you think about the representation of a place like that, which is Volkanovski. So you just expect some hard-nosed fighters out of there.
I've got to go with Makhachev in this one over Jack Della Maddalena.
Very good fucking pick.
Makhachev, again, Dagestani beast. Maddalena is just never seen a grappler like this. Now, can Makhachev make it interesting? Make it a must-see fight?
He'll play with his food a little bit. He has to.
He should not. He should not. Again, he makes this a super entertaining fight. If he goes in there and he stands up and then he decides somewhere in the second, third round, like, all right, fuck this shit.
He gets fucking starched.
He starts, you know what I mean, starting to grapple. Or he just does not like getting punched as much from Jack Della Maddalena. Me personally, if I'm Khabib, I'm telling him, get in there while we're dry, first round, take him down, you know what I mean, and choke him out. Go home, you know what I mean, feed your goats. Call it a fucking day.
And I feel like that's how Khabib is. Khabib is like, come on, man, let's not play around. We're here to win championships. We're not here to prove ourselves, and fucking have a dick measuring contest. Like, let's get this fucking done. So I could see Makhachev playing with this food in the first round. And then if things don't look good, he'll go back to his corner and Khabib is going to jump in his ass and be like, yo, bro, don't fucking play around with my legacy or your legacy or
He'll have a few scares of
my father's legacy.
Yeah, it'll be a few scares. I feel like, don't get me wrong, Maddalena's going to put some fucking paws on him. You know what I mean? But it's not anything fucking Islam hasn't. You mean to think that they don't have anybody he's been training with in Dagestan that hits as hard as fucking Maddalena, you know? It's his skill set and what he's doing with the power, not necessarily the power that's made Maddalena, a phenom as of lately.
Yeah. So, I mean, I just see there, unless Makhachev just, like you said, gets in a dick measuring contest or just gets into a phone booth with him, I don't see a loss here. Always there's a puncher's chance, but again, if he just plays a smart fight, you know what I mean, gets him down the ground early while they're both still dry, there's no reason he can't backpack and choke him out, you know what I mean, and head on back across the pond.
For sure. Well, all right, folks, that wraps up the breakdown of each fight and picks and predictions. Do either of you gentlemen have any parlays?
Nah, not me. Not this week. I mean, I'm not liking the odds of a lot of these fights. If I'm going to bring it up and talk about some shit. You know what? Fuck it. Let's bring it up and talk about some shit. So Maddalena is, I don't even talk about him. I'm saying something that might go awry. Michael Morales is a underdog right now, which it's hard to believe. Leon Edwards is an underdog. It's easy to believe. Benil Dariush might be a surprise, to be honest with you. I'd take probably Benoit Saint Denis. Definitely take Vieira because he's favored to lose against this crotch smeller. And I'd probably go with Tracy Cortez because you know how I feel about that. I ain't got to explain it again. I don't want to get all my feelings again.
We got parlay from you, Cam?
Yeah.
All right, what do we
Actually, we got a Sursakayev. I'm gonna go Sursakayev and my bad. Let me pull him up real quick. I don't know why I can't find this. And Dawkins. I'm gonna go Sursakayev and Dawkins, and then I'm gonna throw Wellmaker in there as a base 3, but also be careful, be cautious, because he could very well be the parlay fucking buster, you know. So, but I'm gonna say Sursakayev, Dawkins, and Wellmaker, and then if you want to spice things up, you can throw a spicy Sean Brady in there. If you want to go extra spicy, you can go spicy Shevchenko, and then if you want to shit your pants, then you can throw Benil Dariush on top of that as well.
All right.
I shit my socks for that.
I'm gonna start you guys off at the very beginning of the card. I'm just gonna go ahead and run Sursakayev, Klein, Chepe, and Dawkins all back to back to back.
Okay.
What I would do, this is how I would run this one, is then also put Wellmaker in there. When you get through the first 4 picks, you have a decision to make if you want to cash out before Wellmaker, because like you said, he could be a parlay buster just because it's the nature of the beast. Or you can cash out on those 4. I believe it pays 3-1. So you would put let's call it a $10 bet, you'd pull away 30. If it's a $100 bet, you'd pull away 300. And then thereafter, you've got a little bit of money to spread across the rest of the card if you will so desire. So that's how I'm doing it. That's what the parlay god says. That's what's going to happen on Saturday night.
All right. Any other thoughts, y'all, about, just like where certain fighters go after these fights, win or lose, or, just like anything that you're looking forward to in these last 3 events, or, coming in 2026 with the Paramount shift and all that good stuff? Any thoughts?
I think after Makhachev submits this fucking fool, Ilia Topuria and Makhachev fucking finally get it on. Let's see whose superpower is better than whose. I know Topuria thinks that Makhachev's been running from him, but I feel like Makhachev's probably in a better position now than more than ever. After he goes and submits this dude, and he'll be able to call his shots. I think other than that, people want to see Patty. I don't want to see Patty Pimblett fight Ilia Topuria. I'd like to save that knockout power, hopefully for Islam, because that would be something that'd be hard to, it'd be hard to favor one side, in my opinion.
Any thoughts?
Not really. I'm excited to see the rest of the year. I don't really have anything that's really sticking out to me the rest of the year that I'm like super excited to see. Other than I think Marab has one more fight coming up, right?
Yep, him and Peter Yan will be rematching.
That'll be fun. I think Marab still has it. I don't think it's like you know what I mean? It's not a weird or scary kind of matchup. It's pretty cut and dry that Marab will just go ahead and run him down.
You also got Pantoja versus Van on that card.
Pantoja Van's a good fight. I'm gonna go ahead and give you the game early. Yeah, it's Pantoja all day over Van. Not to take anything away from Van. Van's a great fighter as well, but I think Pantoja just has him figured out. The rest of the card, the rest of the year, great fights. Don't get me wrong, but they're just not something I've been waiting to see all year, or waiting, to see for like a few months or anything. They're just good fights. You know what I mean? They're sweat fights. They're the kind of fights that I like because I do this shit every week, week in and week out.
For sure. Awesome. Well, hey, folks. Myself, I'll say if Islam wins, definitely would like to see him go up against Topuria, with Topuria moving up to face him at 170, more so than him against Kamaru Usman, even though that's an interesting fight, but I also think it's kind of a layup potentially for Makhachev, but I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure they're both managed by the same guy. So
Topuria is a layup to Makhachev?
No, I think Usman would be if he ends
sure.
up defending against Usman.
For sure.
And I have a lot of respect for Usman, but I just feel like in that you're facing a diminished version of Usman. You know what I mean?
And when is the last time Usman fought? It's got to have been
Once in like 4 years, I think.
exactly. Like, what are we talking about? Like, I don't. Be honest with you, if I was Dana White, and this is, you know what I mean, no disrespect to Kamaru Usman, you know what I mean, you've had a great career. I'm sending you back to the LFA. You know what I mean? You need to, you know what I mean, throw a couple fights. Or I'm
I
gonna
don't
let
know
you.
about that.
Or you're fighting some bummy ass dudes in the fucking UFC before you come up and fight anybody even remotely close to the top 10. You're fighting a Neil Magny style. You're fighting a gatekeeper. You're not fighting anybody that's not a gatekeeper.
And he won against Buckley his last time out.
Yeah,
How long ago?
less than a year ago.
It was this year for sure.
Usman?
Yeah.
No, it was this year for sure.
Are you thinking of Mohammed Usman? Because
No.
Kamaru Usman has not fought that recently.
Yeah, yeah. He fought Buckley. I can go back. It was of this year though. If Maddalena wins, man, that's gonna shake shit all the way up because he has so many fresh matchups ahead of him, and then you realize that, oh, okay, this dude's fucking wrestling is just as deadly as his striking or his ability to not be grappled, you know. So definitely looking forward to the fall from that. Not huge on Paddy Pimblett fighting Taporia, but they do have a lot of good sound bites and visuals from their beef over the years that will play into the storyline. But I don't think I think Paddy needs one or two more. Beating Michael Chandler shouldn't get you a title shot.
No, I don't think he's done anything exciting. Just to correct you, Ray, it was June 14th of 25 is when we saw Usman versus Buckley.
Okay. That must not have been a great fight because I do not remember that fucking fight at all, dude. Like, let's have a look here. A unanimous decision fight after 5 rounds. Yeah, who gives a fuck about that?
He dominated him the entire time.
And Joaquin
Exposed him.
Buckley is no joke. That dude has power. Hey, that guy watches our channel, okay?
Pause. Hey,
Pause.
yo.
Hey, Bobby.
Yo,
Hey, you got it in my hair.
Whoa. Whoa. Well, all right, folks, real quick, like this episode. Make sure that you subscribe to the channel, y'all. We appreciate everybody that showed up in the chat, everybody that was watching along with us. Go ahead and follow us at Bros Talk MMA on both Instagram and TikTok at Bros Talk MMA. You can follow me on both of those platforms at Utica SME, UTICA_SME. Make sure if you want to support or donate to the channel to check out our Buy Me a Coffee link in the description. Shout outs to everybody who supports us, everybody who subscribed, and everybody that tunes in weekly. We are here now at the Whiskey Bar Denver, 2203 Larimer Street in downtown Denver. You can come check us out. We start our shows at 7:30, so arrive sometime between 6:30 and 7 to, pregame with us while we set up. And then we shoot, and then you can have some post-show action with us as well. But, make sure to come and check us out. Shout-outs to Gina and Lindy upstairs. Really appreciate that. And anything else, y'all? Make sure you follow the UFC predictions tracker. My bad, I didn't mean to do that. But make sure you go check out the UFC predictions tracker. Make sure you check out Fight Bloodline and subscribe to their channel, MMA Mystic. Everybody that supports us. We can't thank y'all enough.
Thank you for the buying us coffee, our monthly subscribers and those who are continually doing it. Thank you to all of our supporters. And
Shout out Whiskey Bar Denver one more time.
Absolutely. Shout out Gabriel. Shout out Natalia.
All right. Not sure why you had me, Mike.
Thought you wanted it, but hey, now this has been another episode of Bros Talk MMA. I'm your host, Utica, undeniably the illest cat around, aka Mr. Make This Pick Real Quick. Here are my bro host extraordinaires.
It's your boy Darren T, Mr. Never Miss, Mr. Moneymaker, Mr. Paper Chaser. Who we got over there, Ray?
It's Ray Bucks, Chuckle Jordan, Mr. Whip Their Ass this week.
Not last week, Buster.
Bringing the bullshit again. We're talking about this week. We're talking about new beginnings, the return of my reign, the adding of the ruby to my many belts, because obviously I've won far more than Shevchenko even.
Oh my goodness.
The fuck out of here. In true New York fashion, fuck out of here.
Yeah. Hey, fuck is you dumb?
You stupid?
Is you dumb?
Don't you ever disrespect me with that motherfucking mop top hair you got. Don't you ever disrespect me over there looking like fucking, I don't know. God, don't got one. Here you go.
Bing bong.
Bing bong.
All that good
Bing
shit. Once again, this has been Bros Talk MMA. And until the next time, y'all, we out.